Okay, so for those of you, what happened is after the lesson and you're still not quite clear, all right, you don't understand some of the questions, you can watch the video, right? The video is recorded, so watch the video, okay? So, and then also just to let you know that it's not compulsory that you must come every Monday. So what happened if you are not able to come on Monday, then it's okay, all right? Then you can also watch the video. Okay, come, let's start already. All right, we still have some people coming in. Okay, Lee Wen, got to start your video. Okay, come, question 1. So we will try to end by what time? By 9 p.m. Okay, now the value of the digit 6, right, in this very big number is how many? So you look at the digit 6 and what is the value? That is 600,000. But you look at all the numbers, look at all the options. Which one is the answer? Now, 6 times 100 is just add 2 zeros behind. 60 times 100, shortcut, you just take 6 times 1, you have 6, and then you count how many zeros? 1, 2, 3. So there are 3 zeros you just put behind. Okay, so there's a shortcut here without using calculator. How about number 3? What's the answer? 6 times 1, 6 again. How many zeros? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, wrong answer. Then how about the number 4? 6 times 1 again. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's the answer? The answer has to be number 4, right? 600,000. So that's how you multiply numbers with zeros. Shortcut. Okay, so when I say shortcut, when I say methods, you have to open your eyes and ears super very big. Okay, now question number 2, round off to the nearest 1,000. So how do you round this number to the nearest 1,000? Thousands have 3 zeros. So you need to draw a line to show 3 digits. Okay, draw a line to show 3 digits because thousands have 3 zeros. Look at the digit nearest the line. Is it 5 or bigger? It is not. So you don't add 1. Okay, don't add 1 on the next digit. So it's still 342,000. Okay, so your answer will be number 2. Okay, all right, let's go to number 3. Okay, number 3, shortcut. Okay, number 3, there is a shortcut. So you don't have to do a lot of working. So which of the following numbers are common factors of 16 and 24? Okay, so how do you find the numbers which are common factors? Okay, so take note, there's a shortcut here. You don't have to do a lot of steps. You just have to look at, can 16 divide by 2? Yeah, look at the first answer, right? Can 16 divide by 2? Can. Can 16 divide by 3? Cannot. So number 1 is wrong. Can 16 divide by 4? Can. Can 16 divide by 6? Also cannot. Okay, all right. Can 16 divide by 4? Can. Can 16 divide by 8? Can. So 4 and 8 are factors of 16. Then go to 24. Okay, go to 24. Can 24 divide by 4? Can. Can 24 divide by 8? Also can. So it means that 4 and 8 are common factors of 16 and 24. So answer has to be number 3, shortcut. Okay, all right, those who are not clear, let's do again. Right? If you're not clear, I will show you one more example. Can 16 divide by 8? Can. Can 16 divide by 12? Cannot. So number 4 is wrong already. So what are common factors? Common factors means can divide, all right, can divide. Okay, so that's a shortcut. So those of you who are doing this 1 times 16, 2 times 8, also can, okay, but it's a bit longer. All right, so if you are doing something like that, that is the correct way also, but it's a bit longer. Okay, all right, let's go to question number 4 and also add up your marks. Okay, add your marks. Now, anyone has any question? Caleb, you have question?
Yes, I'm so sorry. I came a little bit late. Can you scroll back to question 1?
Okay, let me go up to page 1. Okay, anyone is not clear, please raise your hand now. Again, I will try to answer your question. But if there are too many questions, then we wait until the end of the lesson, right? I will answer at the end of the lesson. Okay, Caleb, check already? Okay, so
yeah, very fast, almost done already.
Okay, I hope all of you have done your homework. I mean, not homework. It's not homework, like, it's just additional work. So how to benefit from the lesson is you have to do your paper 1 first before you come online. Okay, let's go to question 4. In the math test, Alina answered 4 out of 20 sums wrongly. What is the ratio of the sums she answered correctly to the sum she answered wrongly? So you need ratio method. Okay, ratio method means what? How many correct answers to how many wrong answers. So she answered 4 questions wrongly, and the total is how many questions? The total is 20. So you must take 20 minus 4, and there'll be 16 questions answered correctly. Now, some of you have a mistake because you never label the ratio. because you never label the ratio, you get confused. What is ratio method? Ratio method means you have to label. Give a label to your ratio, okay? And then your answer, then you have 16:4, right? 16:4 is simplest form. So what's the simplest form? So you divide by 4, and the simplest form is 4:1. So that's your answer, 4:1. Answer number 4. Okay, all right, let's go to question number 5. So remember, when you have ratio, label your ratio, then you will not get careless. Now, AOB and COD are straight lines. So when you see two straight lines, then what kind of letter do you look for? You look for X. Okay, like we have talked about this a few weeks already, right? So when you see two straight lines, look for letter X. And then which angle has the same value as BOD? So where is BOD? Your BOD is here. Okay, is this, all right, this question mark. So which angle has the same angle as the question mark? The opposite angle here. Okay, so the opposite angle is the same. What do you call the opposite angle? You call it A, okay, AOC or COD, or AOC or COA. So either way is also correct. So AOC, okay, AOC or COA. Okay, so answer number 1. Okay, clear so far? So when there are two straight lines, you need to look for X, all right? Look for letter X, but you must have two straight lines. Okay, question number 6, a bit harder. So what is the sum of angle P, Q, and R? Okay, looks a little hard, huh? But if you think carefully, again, you can see that there are two lines. Okay, there are two lines that cross each other, right? So this angle must be 60. Okay, all right. Then if you look carefully, how many triangles do you see? You can see two triangles. So what's the sum of angle in one triangle? The sum of angles in one triangle is 180. There is another triangle, which is 180 also. So you add them all together, 360 degrees. So all the angles inside the two triangles add together is 360. Okay, then how do we find the sum of the letters? Then you just have to add up this number, this one, add these three numbers, right? So add these three numbers, you get 60 plus 60 plus 56. So what is the angle that you add or that you get? So 60 plus 60 plus 56, you get 176 degrees. Then all you have to do is take 360 degrees and you minus 176, and you will get the sum of the letters. All the letters add together. So what's the sum of the letters? So 360 minus 176, you will get 184 degrees, which is the sum of P, Q, and R. So answer will be number 3, right? Number 3. Okay, are you clear? All right, Celine, understand? All right, Celine. Okay, anyone who is not clear, you got to raise your hand. Make sure you understand how I get the answer. All right, there are two triangles there. Sum of angles in one triangle is 180 degrees. You just times 2 to get 360 degrees. Then you take 360 degrees, go and minus all the angles that you see inside, and you will get the sum of the letters, the sum of all the angles. All right, P, Q, and R. Okay, let's go to number 7. All right, and also add up your marks. Okay, question number 7. Now, this one, some of you have a mistake because you try to do what? You try to think of the number mentally. Now, you cannot think of the number mentally. You need to do one important step. What is that one important step? You have to change everyone into numerals. So what is 4 tenths? 40. What is 300? 3 over 100. Write as a fraction so that you can get your decimal easier. What is 8,000? 8,000, write as a fraction, and then you can change it into a decimal more easily. So this is the important step. Then now you add them all together. So you add 40, which is a whole number, change it into a decimal, and then plus 0.03, and then plus 0.008. There should be no mental sum because decimal is there's a lot of digits in decimal. So I wouldn't do mental sum. Then you add the zeros in the blank spaces, and then you do your adding, 40.038, which is your answer. So your answer should be number 3. So if you didn't get the answer correct, it means that you did mentally, which is very dangerous. Okay, you have to change every word one by one into numbers. Then after that, you plus them together. This is the correct way to do it. Okay, question number 8. Kylie spent $5 of her allowance and had $15 left. So what fraction of her allowance did she spend? So how do you write your fraction? Now the denominator is the allowance, which is $5 plus $15. So the allowance is $20, right? Okay, and then what's the numerator? The numerator is how much she spent, which is $5. So you must know how to get your fraction. So when you see what fraction, when you see these two words, then how do you get your fraction? The first group or the first number is your denominator. The second group or the second number is your numerator. Once you get your fraction already, then simplest form. So divide by 5 and divide by 5, you get 1/4. So she spent 1/4 of her salary. So answer number 2. Okay, clear so far? Anson, go start your video. Anson and Jordan. Okay, Jordan, start your video. Okay, question 9. Okay, question number 9, and let's come down. Okay, now this one, I hope you understood how to do this because we talk about that also. How do you change the decimal into a percentage? Now, fraction is percentage best friend. So when you have percentage, you always think of fractions. How to change the decimal into a fraction first before you get your percentage. So what's the fraction? 1 and 5 over 100. Okay, yep. Okay, then what do you do next? Okay, you can convert this into a improper fraction. So 1 times 100, 100, then plus 5. You get 105 over 100. Now, why do we want to get a fraction? Because if your denominator is 100, then how many percent? Then it will be 105% already, right? That's why you get a fraction first, right? To get your percentage, you always have a fraction, and then you try to make the denominator 100. And once your denominator is 100, then the numerator is your answer. Okay, you understand? Right? Yeah, that's how you get your percentage. Change the decimal into a fraction. Okay, then use a fraction to get your percentage. Okay, so the answer will be number 4. Okay, let's move on. All right, so add up your marks. Okay, let's go to number 10. Okay, number 10. And in the figure, FC is the base of the triangle ACF. So which triangle are you looking at? You have to look carefully at the right triangle. Okay, make sure you highlight the triangle. And where's the base? The base is FC. So this is the base. Okay, the base, the blue line. Now, how to do well for this? Okay, how to find the heights? Take a ruler. Okay, a transparent ruler. Put the ruler on the base. Okay, all the P5 students will know this. Okay, take the ruler, put on the base, and then shift the ruler left and right until you can see a line that's same side as the ruler. Do you see a line that's same side? Which is here. Same side, parallel with the ruler. And that is the height of the triangle, which is number 3, AF. If you get the answer wrong, now you should understand already and not get the same answer, not get the same question wrong the next time. All right, so must use a ruler to find the heights. Okay, let's go to question 11. An apple costs 20 cents more than a pear. John bought 1 apple and 3 pears, and she paid a total of $1.80. How much did an apple cost? Okay, because you are P6 already, so we don't want to keep drawing model. So we are going to use a method, which is what I have told you a few weeks ago. The method is unitary method. So we don't need to draw model all the time. Okay, so how to use a unitary method? The apple costs 20 cents more than a pear. The pear is cheaper, so it's 1 unit. All right, anything that's cheaper or smaller, you call it 1 unit. And the apple is 20 cents more than 1 unit. So 1 unit plus 20 cents. Okay, this is without the model. Understand? Huh? John bought 1 apple, which is 1 unit and 20 cents. And she also bought 3 pears. So how much is 3 pears? That will be 3 times 1 unit. See? Okay, so you have 1 apple, okay, 1 apple and 3 pears. So what's the total cost? So you add them together, the total cost is $1.80. Okay, got it? All right, so I'm going to write a bit nicer. So 1 unit plus 20 cents plus 3 unit, change the dollars and cents into cents also. Okay, you have to make sure that before you plus and minus, everything must be the same unit. All right, must be all cents. Cannot take, you cannot minus something that's different. All right, they must be all the same unit. Okay, then you have 1 unit plus 3 unit, 4 unit. Okay, 4 unit will be how much? 180 cents minus 20 cents, and you will get 160 cents. Then how do you find 1 unit? Then you have to divide by 4 without calculator. And how to do faster without calculator? You take 160 cents and divide by 4. You cover the 0. Okay, don't cancel. You are supposed to cover the 0. And then you have 16 divided by 4. That will be 4. And put back the 0. So 1 unit is 40 cents. Okay, and then how much is 1 apple? 1 apple is 1 unit plus 20 cents. So 40 cents plus 20 cents, 1 apple must be 60 cents. So answer number 2, without the model. Okay, no model. So what you do is you just use the unitary method. So don't always have to draw model all the time. Okay, all right, let's go on to question number 12. Any questions so far? Okay, raise your hand if there's any question. Okay, then let's move on already. Okay, Jordan, got a question, Jordan? Yeah, Jordan, unmute yourself.
For question 11, I draw model, but I still got correct.
Yeah, you can draw model. Yeah, you can still draw model also. Okay, if you don't want to draw model, you can also do this way. Okay, all right, let's go to the next one. Okay, now this one looks hard. Every time a question looks hard, then you must start thinking of your methods already. So what method is this? I don't have to think very hard. Fractions means model. So you just think of your model. Okay, now, but then you ask Mr. Ong, don't know how to draw the model. Okay, now this is a good example. Pay attention how to draw the model. In the Tampines school, 2/5. So what is this fraction talking about? It's talking generally about the pupils. Okay, 2/5 of the pupils take public transport to school. Of the pupils who take public transport to school, 2/3. Be very careful. This is language already. No more math. No more math already. Nothing to do with math. Let me ask somebody. Okay, let me ask. Okay, shall we ask Suran? What is 2/3 talking about? 2/3 talking about what?
Pupils.
The pupils. It's talking about the word them, right? The word them. Okay, let me ask again. Them refers to what? Think carefully. Wrong already.
Oh, wait, no.
The word them is not the pupils. It's not talking about the pupils.
The pupils who take public transport.
Yeah, it's talking about the pupils who take public transport. So there is nothing to do with math here. It's about your language. Do you understand the language of this sentence? So they are talking about, the fractions are talking about different things, different groups. The first fraction is talking about all the pupils. The second fraction is talking about only the pupils who take public transport, not the same group. So anyone who take 2/5 and you plus 2/3, wrong already, right? If you make the denominator the same, wrong already, because they are not talking about the same thing. All right, so how do we still solve? We can still draw the model. Look at the first fraction. The first fraction is talking about all the pupils, 5 boxes, okay? And 2 boxes take public transport to school, okay? 2 boxes. And of course, the rest of them, and then where's the remainder? The remainder is here, right? The remainder. Okay, and 2/3 of those pupils who take the public transport, all right, if you look at this fraction, it's talking about what? It's talking about the pupils who take public transport. It's talking about these pupils who take public transport. And you need to what? Need to cut into 3 boxes, right? You look at the 2 red color boxes. Can you cut into 3 boxes? Cannot. So what must you do? You drop down and you cut into 3. Okay. And of course, we have to label something. We have to label, what is this? So what do you call this part of the model? I don't know, maybe walk to school or something. Okay, or let's call it non-public transport. Okay, non-public transport. Maybe they walk to school, or maybe they live in the school or what. Okay, all right. Then, okay, before we continue, I think Alistair, you raise your hand. What's the question, Alistair?
Can't you just take 2/5 times 1/3?
Okay. When you do that, that is without the model already. That will be very hard for a lot of people. But if you know how to solve it, fine. Okay, what Alistair has said is without the model. But when you do the model, there's no need to think about times what, plus what, minus what. You will see that the model will tell you the answer quickly, right? Later you will see. Okay, so you look at the public transport, there are 2 boxes and you need to cut into 3 boxes. And then 2 of the 3 boxes take MRT and the rest take bus. Okay, take bus. Okay, all right, so what do? You have to make the model all look the same. So how do you make the model look the same? I think you should know by now how to make the model look equal. 3 units, because below got 3 boxes, right? Below got 3 small boxes, and here 2 boxes, 2 units, because on top there are 2 bigger boxes. So you have 3 unit, then here 2 unit, 2 unit. And if you count the units on top and below, it's the same, right? 6 units below, 6 units on top. And do the same for the rest of the boxes. Okay, so now let me ask Alistair, do I need to do any steps to get my answer? No need. So what fraction of all the pupils? Then you count all the units right over here. How many units of pupils are there altogether? Which is 15 units of pupils altogether. Take the bus, which is 2 units. Do I have any steps? I don't have any steps. So the answer is what? 2 over 15, right? 2 over 15 of the pupils take the bus to school. You see, without a single step, because the model will show you how to get the answer. That's why Ms. Long say, why not you draw the model and then everything becomes clearer, easier. But of course, you must know what the fractions are talking about. If you don't know what they are talking about, then you can't draw already. Yeah, Alistair, hands again. Yeah, what was your question again?
You have to spend some time drawing the model, but
yeah, you have to spend some, but you don't have to spend a long time if you have always been practicing. If you never practice your model, then you'll be taking a long time to think about how to draw already, right? Understand? That's why Ms. Long told you, since when you were in P4, right? When you're P4, start to practice on your model drawing. Then you come to P6, you'll be quite fast to draw the model. Okay, and you can see that when you draw the model, there is less effort to think. All right, I don't think very hard. Can you see that? Okay, let's go to question 13. All right, question 13, and okay, let's move down. And okay, hopefully you don't make the same mistake for question 13. We also have done that already. Now, Claire used 1/3 kg of sugar from a bag, and then she had 4/5 of the kg, 4/5 of the sugar left. So how much sugar was there at first? Okay, now, okay, hang on for a while. Let me just scroll up a bit. Okay, okay, now once again, did anybody take 1/3 kg that she used, and then you get plus 4/5. Now, if you've done that, you didn't learn your lesson. You cannot add the 2 fractions because there's no kg, right? There's no kg in front of 4/5. So this is a wrong step. So you must find how much she had left. She had 4/5 of the sugar left, which is how much? 4/5 of is what? Of is times, and this fraction is talking about the what? Talking about the sugar, right? The sugar. Okay, the sugar in the bag, which is she had 4/5 of the sugar left, right? So what do? So you have to take okay, Claire used 1/3 kg of sugar, and then she had 4/5 of the sugar in the bag left. Okay, let me just erase something here. Let me just erase all this. Okay, she had 4/5 of the sugar in the bag left. So which means that she must have used 1/5 of the, she must have used 1/5 of the sugar lah. Okay, let me just draw a model. Okay, let me just draw a model. Okay, a model to help ourselves. So all the sugar in the bag is 5 boxes. Okay, let me just draw a model. And then she got 4 boxes left. Okay, let me just over here left. And then this will be the use. Okay, the use. Okay, now why did I do that? Okay, why did I do that? Because Ms. Tong just now was a bit stuck. I was a bit stuck, couldn't really know how to solve. Then Ms. Tong think, okay, what should I do? Then I think about model drawing, right? So I tried, now I'm using the model to see whether it can solve. So in the exam, when you're stuck, you need to change your way of doing. Think of your method. So I will now use the model to see whether can we solve. Now she used 1/5 and now she got 4/5 of the sugar left. So the use is 1/3 kg. Okay, 1/3 kg, which is 1 unit. Okay, 1 unit. So how much sugar was there in the bag at first, which is the question mark. So there are 5 units altogether. So with the model, I can solve already. But just now, when I was looking at the question, Mr. was suddenly a bit stuck. Okay, I was a bit stuck suddenly. And then I used the method, all right, use the model to see whether I can continue solving. And I can. So 1 unit is 1/3 kg. 5 unit must be 1/3 times 5. Okay, 1/3 times 5. So if you're stuck like Mr. Ong just now, if you're stuck, don't know how to do, then model drawing. All right, but you must know how to draw this fraction, right? This fraction is talking about the sugar in the bag. So you have to draw a rectangle, cut into 5 boxes, and 4 boxes are left. And make sure you label, okay, label, and then you can solve already. All right, so what is 1/3 times 5? So 1/3 times 5, change the whole number into a fraction. And then you cannot cancel. So 1 times 5 and 3 times 1. So if you cannot cancel, then you don't cancel. Just multiply the fractions. And then 5/3, you will have to change it to mixed number. So 5/3 is the same as 5 divided by 3. Okay, your fraction is dividing. So 1 times 3, and there's a remainder 2. So what's the mixed number? 1 and 2/3. So how much sugar was there in the bag at first? 1 2/3 kilogram of sugar in the bag at first. And your answer is number 2. Okay, question number 13, answer number 2. Are you clear? Okay, just now Mr. was stuck, really stuck. Okay, Mr. was looking at the question and then, oh, a little stuck. And then how? Then use model lah. Okay, use model to try to solve it. Yeah, Suren, question?
Can we just do first we get the 1/3.
Yeah.
So then after that you times 5. No, you get
1/3 times 5. This is what we have also, same, something similar.
Then I get 5/3, then make it in the simplest form.
That's what we are doing. It's the same. Okay, same as what we are doing.
But I never do a model.
Can. All right, if you get the answer without the model or through other ways, I think most likely you're correct. All right, if you're using other ways of solving. Okay, let's go on to question 14. All right, question 14. So Mr. must tell you, I haven't actually looked at the paper yet. So if you see Mr. get stuck, I will tell you. I'll tell you I get stuck, and then I will tell you what method I will use when I get stuck. And that's what you are supposed to do. When you get stuck, what you do? What do you do in the exam? You think of your methods to get yourself out of the ruts. Okay, out of the from being stuck. You try to get yourself out, right, so that you can solve. Okay, then and Ahmad had an equal number of sweets, then sold 18 sweets, and Ahmad sold 58 sweets, and then had 3 times as many as Ahmad left. How many sweets did Ahmad have in the end? What's the method? Model drawing. Okay, so how do I know it's model drawing? Because it's a before and after problem. So every time it's a before and after problem, the methods are very easy to recognize, right? Your model. So then Ahmad has equal number of sweets. So you draw 2 rectangles of the same length, then sold 18. So you cut here, and Ahmad sold 58, cut a bit longer. And where is the after model? The after model will be the red color boxes over here. This is the after model, and then now has 3 times as many as Ahmad. Okay, so that is your before and after model put together inside the same model. All right, so how many sweets did Ahmad have in the end? So your question mark is over here. Okay, very easy. When you draw a model, you have to compare. How to compare? Means how many more, how many less. You compare the units. Okay, compare the units to find how many more. There are 2 more units, and compare the numbers to find how many more also, right? Compare the whole numbers. So 58 minus 18, you will get 40. Right, 40 more. So when you draw a model, compare, right? Compare how many more or how many lesser. Then you can see that your 2 unit is equal to 40. Then your 1 unit is 40 divided by 2, 20. Okay, and how many sweets did Ahmad have in the end, which is 20 units. I mean 20, right? 20 sweets. So the answer is 1. Okay, Jared and Wenrei, on the video. Okay, first warning on the video. Okay, Mr. doesn't want to talk to an empty black screen. Okay, first warning. Okay, question 15, method. There is a method. A floor tile is made of 3 identical squares. A triangle is drawn in each square. Find the shaded area of the floor tile. Now, some of you don't know how to do this, but there is a method. What's the method? If you remember what I told you last time or a few weeks ago, do you know how to draw this triangle into a right angle triangle? Yeah, how do you draw a right angle triangle? You just have to draw the same base and the height over here to form a right angle. So you will have a right angle triangle. So the red triangle and the blue triangle will have the same area. Why do you always want to draw a right angle triangle? Because whenever you draw a right angle triangle, you can actually form a rectangle with another right angle triangle. So which means that the red triangle is half the area of the rectangle. Okay, the red triangle that you see is actually half the area of a rectangle. So I am going to erase away the blue triangle and we just look at the red triangle, which is half the area of the rectangle. Then how about this? How about this one? Same. I can draw into a right angle triangle also. So the second red triangle is also half the area of a rectangle. Okay, and then how about this one? How about this third triangle? I can also draw this into a right angle triangle. And how do I do that? You draw the base and the height you draw over here, same as the height that you see, right? Same. Okay, just that when I draw the height, I draw over here to form a right angle. And now you can see I can also draw a right angle triangle. So all the red triangles, okay, all the red triangles, they are actually half the area of the square. Okay, half the area of the square. So what do? I just have to find the total area, which is, okay, find the total area here. Okay, and then what do? I just have to cut it into what? Into right angle triangles. Okay, so you can see there are now 6 triangles. So I take 24. Okay, 24 times what? Okay, so you can take, this is 8, why 8? Because every side of the square is 8. So 24 times 8, I will get 192. Yeah, 192, right? Which is the whole area, the whole rectangle area. There are 6 blue triangles inside. I just take 192 divided by 6, okay, to get the area of what? The area of a right angle triangle, which is also the area of a red triangle. So 192 divided by 6, I get 32. And then I take 32 just times 3. Why times 3? Because there are 3 red triangles. So 32 times 3, so I will get 96, which is the shaded area. Okay, the shaded area is 96 centimeters square. Okay, right? All right, so every time you draw a right angle triangle, this is what it looks like. All the red triangles are the same area as all the blue triangles, even though they look different, but they have the same area. Okay, Caleb, yeah, you raise your hand, Caleb.
Yes. We can just take half times 24 times
Oh, also
8, right?
can. Caleb has a faster way. You can just take half times 24 times 8. Yeah, there are few ways of getting the same answer. Yeah, there's no fixed way. Yeah, but the method you must know the method. Right, the method is important to understand. Okay, let's go to question 16. All right, clear so far, Jordan? All right, okay, let's go to the easy questions again. Okay, now how to cancel the zeros? So 576,000 and you divide by 200, you cancel 2 zeros, and here also cancel 2 zeros, and then you will see something like this. Okay, now this one, you cover the 0, all right, cover the 0, and you take 576 divided by 2. So there will be no shortcut. This one you have to do some working already. So 576 divided by 2, you will get 288, and then you must put back the 0 that you cover. Okay, so cover the 0 and then you must put back, right? Put back the 0. So your answer is 2,880. Okay, if there's any mistake that is different from your, or if there's any answer that's different from yours, you raise your hand. Okay, because sometimes system may make some careless mistake. Okay, question 17. Okay, now the signs are not very clear. I can't really see the signs clearly. I think this is 18 plus or divide. Is that a plus or divide? 18.
I think it's a divide.
It's a divide.
Divide, okay, then let's
It's
write.
a divide.
Okay, then 3 times. Let me just rewrite everything. And then plus 7 or divide by 7?
Plus.
Plus.
Plus 7 now. Then minus 1 plus 1, right?
Then Plus
Plus.
one. I can't see the last one.
That one is plus 1, right? I think it's a plus 1.
It's +1.
Okay, all right. So then if everything is okay, then this is what we will get. Do the bracket first. So 18 divided by 6 plus 7 minus 1 plus 1. Do step by step. Don't do everything in one step. Okay, then you have divide. Do the divide first. So you have 3 plus 7 minus 1 plus 1. Okay, so you have plus, minus, plus. They are all the same, equally important. Do left to right. Okay, left to right. 3 plus 7 is 10, minus 1, then plus 1. Okay, what's the next step? Do left to right, because minus and plus, they are same. So you have 9 minus 1, and your answer should be 8. Right, your answer should be 8, right? Okay, any mistake? Yeah, if you have a mistake, then most likely you have seen the sign wrongly. The sign, maybe you see wrongly. Okay, all right, question 18.
Oh, Mr. Ong.
Yeah, Caleb.
Should it be 9 plus 1?
Yeah, isn't it
Minus 1 plus 9 plus, oh, yeah. Okay, now Mr. has a mistake. 9 plus 1, yeah. 9 plus 1 is 10. So 10. So the answer is 10. Okay. Yeah, so Mr. is like you also. Sometimes you also make mistakes. Careless mistake. Don't see carefully. Okay, 9 plus 1 is 10. So now you got the answer ready? Okay, question 18. Let's look at 18. Now, the mass of a packet of sugar is 3/4 kg. What is the mass of 10 packets of sugar? And your answer must be a mixed number in kilogram. So you take 10 packets times 3/4 kg. Okay, change the whole number into a fraction and cancel so that you have smaller numbers. 4 divided by 2, put the answer 2 below. 10 divided by 2, put the answer 5. Okay, and then cannot cancel already, then you multiply the numerators. 5 times 3, and then multiply the denominators. 1 times 2, and then what do? You have to change it to a mixed number. 15 divided by 2, 7 times 2 is 14, and there's a remainder 1. 7 and 1 over 2 kilogram. Okay, so your answer will be 7.5 kilogram. This one should be quite easy, basic. All right, this is basic. Okay, let's go to question 19. All right, question 19. Okay, question 19, the dots are not clear, but I think you can put your own dots there. Okay, you can put your own dots, and let's put our own dots there. Okay, something like, actually it's a bit hard. Okay, Miss Song can't see the dots. It's the dots. Something like that, okay? Something like that. Okay, put your own dots there. Okay, now, how to do this? There is a way to do this. You put dots, you can put little red dots, put your markings at the corners of 2 lines. Where the 2 lines meet, put markings there. And then you move, okay, from the first dot to the next dot. How do you draw the other side? So you count 1.5. Okay, 1.5. So half and a 1, something like this. So you have to count the distance, count the gap. Okay, then from this dot you go down. All right, and then you count. This is half a gap, half a unit. Half a unit. Then the other side is also half a unit. Then you join. Okay, then from here you trace to the next dot, and you have 1.5 unit. Then half and 1. Okay, 1, something like this. Okay, then you trace downwards. Okay, and then then continue tracing to the next dot here. Then just join. Okay, something like that. So this is what you will learn in P4. P4, how to draw the other half. So to draw the other half, there is a method here. All right, you put markings first, then put the markings, then you go and trace. Okay, go and trace on the other side. Okay, let's go to question 20. Now, question 20, what is angle D? There is a missing letter D, which is actually here. Okay, angle D. So again, there are 2 straight lines. And the question must tell you there are straight lines. Then you know that, Then you know that the angle here will be the same as the opposite angle. So there's a right angle 90. Then how do you find angle D? You take 150 minus 90, and that will be 60 degrees. Okay, so when there's an X, then you have opposite angles the same. Okay, all right, let's go on to next one. Any questions so far? We are now moving on to the question 21 already, the 2 marks. Okay, let's go to, yeah.
150 minus 90, right?
150 minus 90, you get 60. Why minus? Because you have a X, okay? And this angle must be the same as the angles that you see above. Okay, add together must be the same. Okay, now we go to question 21. Okay, find the shaded area of the rectangle. So how do you find? There are a few ways you can do it, okay? You can use the takeaway method. Takeaway method means what? Look for regular shapes. Okay, look for rectangles, which is a regular shape. Find the area of this rectangle. That will be 30 times 10, 300. And look for another regular shape, which is the unshaded triangle. So every time you find area and perimeter, you always look for regular shapes. Okay, so what is the area of this unshaded rectangle? Base. What's the base? You take 30 minus 6, 24 cm. Okay, then you take half times base times height and cancel, divide by 2, and 24 divided by 2 is 12, and then 12 times 10 is 120. So the area of the unshaded triangle is 120, and the method is what? Takeaway method. Means you take the whole area and you cut away the unshaded and you will get the shaded. So the shaded area is 180 centimeters square. Okay, takeaway method. All right, Saran, you raise your hand, Saran.
For question 21, I cut the
You cut like that?
shaded part, yeah, like that.
Okay, also can. That is split and add. Okay, that is split and add method. Right, primary 4, you learn 2 methods. Takeaway method, and then the other method is what? Split and add them together later. Have you learned that? Those from other, I don't know what school you're from, but you learned that? Split and add method, takeaway method. Okay.
I still never learned, you taught me.
Okay. All right, what is split and add? It means that you cut this shaded area into regular shapes, which is a rectangle. You find the area of this rectangle, and then you find the area of this triangle, and then you add them together. So split into regular shapes and then plus them together. That's the method. The other method is what? Takeaway method. Right? Find the whole area and take away what you don't want. Okay, that's the other method. So you have a few methods to get the same answer. Okay, one more person raised hand. Yeah, Jordan. Yes.
I cannot see clearly.
Cannot see clearly. Oh. See which one? Is the screen clear for everybody? Everybody.
It's clear, but like, no, like, the handwriting
It's
line
okay.
Okay. Okay. So okay, never mind. Right. Later, Daddy will come and show you later, lah. Okay. All right. Let's go to question 22. All right. Question 22. Okay. This is your model drawing. The student has drawn the model already. So we are not going to use this model. The ratio of the money Faith had to the money Chloe had was 3:7. Okay. Yeah, I think we should use this model. Okay, let's use the model since he draw already. Faith is 3 units and Chloe is 7 units. After Faith spent $8, Chloe had $20 more than Faith. So how much money did Chloe have? Now, this is a before and after problem. Then method, before and after model. So you have a before model and there's an after model. Okay, so you can have 2 separate model or you can join them together. So Mr. is going to separate them so that easier for you to see. So let me ask somebody, let me ask Yoke. This is a before and after problem. What is unchanged? And the rest of you think about it. What is unchanged? What is unchanged? If it's a before and after problem, what is unchanged? Everyone else must think about that also. So Yoke, what is unchanged? The rest of you? Anyone knows? Okay, Jared? Okay, Jared?
Chloe's money.
Yeah, Chloe's money is unchanged. All right, she didn't spend money. So you draw her rectangle, same. Okay, draw the rectangle the same, right? And Faith spent $8. So you just draw her rectangle a little bit shorter, right? A little bit shorter, right? And this is the $8 that she spent, which is gone. And then cuts, all right, cut into what you see above. Okay, cuts, and cuts. All right, and then this is like that. See, something like that. Yeah. And how much money did Chloe have, which is unchanged? So Chloe, no change, question mark. And then after Faith spent $8, Chloe had $20 more than her. Okay, so where do you put the $20 more than her? So that must be, that must be where? That must be here, right? Use dotted line to help you. Dotted line to help you so that what? So that you don't confuse yourself and the drawing is not messy. See? Right? This is how you draw the model. Of course, you may draw differently, but you can still solve it if you draw properly, right? So in the end, Chloe had $20 more than Faith. So how do we work out the answer? 1 unit, right? All these are units, right? The last thing to do is to put units. Okay, that's the last thing to do so that your model becomes very, very clear. And then you compare what? Compare what? Then you look carefully, look at these 2 units, which is, okay, here. So that will be how much? How many units is that? From here to here, that is how many units? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Okay, all right, 5 units, right? And then you look carefully, right? You look carefully. Now, or let me just undo that blue box and let me show you something better. Now look carefully, okay? I want you to see very clearly, right? Look at my dotted line. Okay, look at my dotted line. Can you tell me how many units is this? Or how much is that? How much money is that? This is how much? This is 20 minus 8, $12. Okay, and $12 is how many units? $12 is 4 units. Can you see that? Can you see once you draw the model, can you look at the model and then study the model and find how many units is equal to how much? So you can see that your 4 units is actually $12. Do you agree? By looking at the model and not at the question. So if 4 units is $12, then what is 1 unit? So $12 divided by 4, 1 unit is $3. Then Chloe has how much? Chloe has 7 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Chloe must have 7 times 3. She has $21 and her money is unchanged. Do you understand? It's about how you draw the model, because if you don't draw the model, it will be a bit harder to solve. But once you draw the model, then what do? Then you will also have to learn how to look at your model to compare. And what is compare? Compare means to find how much more. How much more? Like if you look at this is $20. $20 is how much more than $8? How much more? That is $12 more. So you have to compare by asking how much more, how much lesser. That's how you look at the model to write out the steps. Okay, any question? Okay, no question, let's move on already. Okay, question 23. Okay, let me just have a quick check to see whether the answer is correct. Okay, yeah, the answer is correct. Okay, let's go to question 23. Okay, Tiffany was given $25 daily for her pocket money. The graph shows the money she saved every day. Now, this line graph is talking about the money she saved. So what should you do? The first thing that you must do is you must put the numbers on the line graph. This is the most important thing that you must do, the first step. So Wednesday, she didn't save any money. Tuesday, she didn't save any money. And Thursday, she saved $10. Okay, and she was given $25 every day. So how much money did Stephanie spend over 4 days? All right, and those of you who are careless, what do? You can add all this money together, which is wrong already. When you add all the money together, you are finding the total savings. We don't want the total savings, we want the total spending. So you look at Monday, how much did she spend? So you take $25 minus $12. Okay, $25 minus $12. She must have spent $13 on Monday. Then how about Tuesday? Tuesday, she didn't save any money, so she spent all her money. And then how about Wednesday? Also spent all her money because she never saved any money on Wednesday, right? And Thursday, you take $25 and she saved $10. So she must have spent $15. So what is the total savings? Yeah, do you do that? Right, so you take 13 plus 25 plus 25 plus 15. So she must have spent altogether $78. Did anyone got tricked and you add up all the savings? Okay, all right, Suran, what's the question, Suran?
Can we 25 times 4? Then after you minus the 225.
Can. Yeah, can. Suren suggested something quite good. You can find the total money that she was given for 4 days, 25 times 4. So she was given $100 altogether. Then you get a minus, all this, which is all the savings. And then you will get how much you spent altogether. So Suren is correct to say that. All right, so again, there are other ways to get the same answer. You see, there's no fixed way to get the answer. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, so let's go to question number 24. Okay, Kim recorded the distance. She drove 100.2 kilometer on day 1. On day 2, she drove 2,000 meter more than day 1. On day 3, she drove 2,000 meter more than day 2. Some of you get confused because the numbers are very big, but you should change the 2,000 meter into 2 kilometer. And then isn't that easier to add? So day 2, how far did she travel? You take, okay, let me just put down day 1. Okay, day 1 is 100.2. Then day 2 must be how many kilometers? You take 100.2, and the danger. Did anybody do that? Did anybody do this? You do that, gone already, because it's 2 kilometer. 2.0. Okay, 2.0. Not, you don't put 2 over there. You put 2, where do you put the 2? Here, 2.0. Okay, and then you have 102.2, which is your day 2. Okay, and then day 3, she drove another 2 kilometer more. So day 3 will be 102.2 plus 2.0. Okay, and not 0.2. And that will be 104.2. So day 3 is 104.2 kilometer. Okay, can we answer already? So part A, she drove 102.2 kilometer on day 2. The answer is true. Yeah. Okay. And part B, she drove 4,000 meter more on day 3 than day 1. So what should you do? You should take this and minus. Okay, and see whether you get 4,000 meters more. All right, so let's minus 100.2. You take 104.2 minus 100.2. Okay, and you will get 4.0, which is 4 kilometers more, right? So part B also true, because 4.0 is also the same as 4 kilometers more. Yep. Okay, so both answers are true. Do I make sense? Do I make sense? Everybody correct? Did you get the answer correct? Answer, you didn't get the answer correct. Okay, all right, but everybody understand what I'm talking about, right? Okay, let's move on to question 25. Okay, we're coming to the end already. Okay, now AB is a straight line. Draw and label angle CAB. Okay, how do you draw? You must use a ruler. I have to show you freehand. I don't have a ruler to show you, but I will use freehand. First step is to draw a line first. And then AB is a straight line. So you need to label. Then where's the angle? The angle is near the letter A, the middle letter. And when you put your protractor, okay, let me show you how to draw the angle. Take the protractor and put it at the starting point of A, like this, okay? Make sure the protractor is sitting on the line. Then look for 70 degrees, but which 70? There are 2 70s on the protractor. Which one do you look at? You look at the right side of the protractor because the line is on the right side. So look at the 0 where the line is touching. All right, the blue line is touching, and look for 70. Start counting 0, 10, 30, and you will see 70 here. Okay, 70. All right, so you have to look at the right 0, which is on the right side because the line is on the right side of the protractor. And then finally, take your ruler and you join, okay, using a ruler, and then label, and then put the angle in the middle. You have to write the angle. Any letter missing, any number missing, minus marks. Okay, all right, so let's move on. Question 26. Okay, the price of a tennis racket before discount. before discount is always 100%. 100% is the price at first, and that is $150. Cai Ling bought it at a discount of 30%. So how many percent did she pay? That will be 70%. Okay, make sure you know how to get 70. 100 minus 30, she only pays 70%. And how much did she pay for the record? So can you jump? All right, do we need to find 1% or can we jump? Okay, see whether can we jump. All right, let's see whether can we jump. Divide by 10, shortcut now. This is a shortcut. And then after that, times 7. So we don't need to find 1%. Because if you find 1%, you may have to do more working. All right, so divide by 10. Then on the other side, you also divide by 10. So you cancel 1 0 and also cancel 1 0. So 10% is $15. Then later, you also times 7. So 15 times 7, that will be $105. Shortcut without finding 1%. So you don't always have to find 1%. You can jump. Okay, question 27. Okay, now in the diagram below, ABF is an isosceles triangle, ABCD is a square, AFB is 25 degrees, find BGC. So put the question mark at BGC, which is over here. Okay, how to find? All right, now some of you are stuck. Okay, at least if you're stuck, at least you should be able to find what? Find the angles over here. This is an isosceles triangle. So what are the angles at each corner? You take sum of angles in the isosceles triangle and you minus 25 degrees and you will get 135 degrees. And then after that, you must divide by 2. And then you tell Mr. Ong, how come I got decimal? There is nothing wrong if you get a decimal. So if you take 155 divided by 2, your number will be, or your angle will be 77.5 degrees, which is nothing wrong. So it's okay to get a decimal. Okay, nothing wrong to get a decimal. And then you are stuck. You don't know how to do. Okay, but how do you continue? Now, what do you know about squares? Squares have lines that are parallel. All lines, see, if you look at the squares, right? Squares have parallel lines, right? And over here, you also have another pair of parallel lines. All right, squares have parallel lines. Okay, I'm going to erase all the red lines and I want you to see something. Can you see a Z? Because there are 2 lines that are parallel. So when there are 2 lines that are parallel, look for a Z. Okay, and once you can find a Z, then this angle and this angle, the same. So what angle is the question mark? If this is 77.5 degrees, then this question mark is also the same. Okay, that's how you get the angle. So lesson here, if you see lines that are parallel, look for Z, look for the letter Z. Sometimes you can even look for the letter F, Z, X. 3 letters in angles, right? 3 letters you can look out for. Okay, got it? Understand? Okay, let's move on, all right? Question 28. Okay, question 28. Okay, now this one is a primary 4 question. The figure shows a rectangular piece of paper. John wants to cut many 2 cm squares for his art project. How many squares can he cut from the paper? So you will have to take the length of the paper and divide by one side of the square. So 25 cm divided by one side of the square. You can cut how many? You can cut 12 squares and there's a remainder of 1 cm. What does that mean? It means that you can cut 12 squares until here. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, something like that, okay? So you have 12 squares. And then there is a leftover empty space, which is not enough to cut another square. So that 1 cm is not enough to cut another square. Then how about this side? How about this side here? How many squares can you cut along the breadth? Then you take 10, right, the breadth of the rectangle, and you go and divide by one side of the square here, which is 2, right? And you can cut 5 squares over here. You can cut 5 squares along the breadth. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You understand? This is the proper way to do it. This is the correct way to do it. There's no other way. Okay, no other way. All right. So if I can cut 12 squares along here, I can cut 5 squares along here. Then how many squares can I cut all together? Then 12 times 5 equal 60. Okay, do you understand? Clear so far, Anson? Okay, any question before we move on to the next few questions, the last few questions? All right, Alistair, any question, Alistair? Okay, clear. These are all very good questions that you need to know how to do. They are all the easy, the easy and the medium. Okay, 2 more questions to go. Question 29. Okay, yes, Alistair, you raise your hand.
I kind of got almost everything correct. So
Okay, well done. Okay, and the more you do, the better you should get. But Mr. must tell you, next 2 weeks later, you'll be doing the paper 1, and then what happened? You will find that it's much harder already. The paper 1 will be much harder. So this is like
I'm already meeting me P61 now.
yeah. So after 2 weeks later, right? When after Chinese New Year, we will do the P6 paper 1. So what is 2 divided by 7? 2 over 7 is the same as 2 divided by 7. Okay, so you will need to what? Do long division. So 0 times 7, 0. Then you minus. Change the whole number into a decimal, right? Raise up the decimal point, pull the 0 down, and then 2 times 7 is 14, and that's a remainder 6. And you need your answer to be 2 decimal place, right? So continue to add 1 0, pull the 0 down, and 8 times 7 is 56. And that's a remainder 4. And if any one of you put the answer as 0.28 is wrong because you did not do rounding. You need to do rounding. So add 1 more 0. Then pull the 0 down, and then 5 times 7 is 35. And then you can stop already. You can stop dividing already because you can do rounding. So how to do rounding? Draw a line. Okay, draw a line to show what? To show how a 2 decimal place look like this. Okay, look at the digit nearest the line, which is a 5. Is it 5 or bigger? Yes, add 1. Add 1 on the next digit. And what's your answer? 0.29 after rounding to 2 decimal place. Okay, this one should be chicken feed to you already. Chicken feed means as easy as ABC. All right, should not make any mistake for this anymore already. Okay, if you still make mistake, then try to remember how to do it. Okay, last question. Question third. Yeah, somebody say something. Okay, Wenrui, got mistake? Then make sure you learn. Okay, P6 paper 1 is definitely much harder, not as simple as over here. Okay, last question. Okay, last question. Okay, question 30. The question 30 is always the hardest usually. So a rectangular sheet of paper is folded. Given that AE is equal to BE, you can see there are 2 sides equal. That is an isosceles triangle. Okay, and then what are we asked to find? We are asked to find angle AEB. So we are asked to find AEB, which is this angle here. Okay, this angle, which is the question mark. Okay, now method. Okay, this is the last question, but there's a method here. When you fold a paper and you unfold it again, you will have 2 triangles that look identical. Okay, when you fold something, you will have 2 triangles that look identical. So which means that if this is 40, then this is same. This is a right angle because rectangle has right angles at the corner. This is also same. And then what angle is this? This must be 50, right? Because 180 minus 90 minus 40, you get 50. And this other angle here also same. So what do you see? You will see 2 triangles, they're all same. When you fold a paper, you will have 2 shapes that are totally identical. Likewise, on the other side, can you see a triangle after you fold? And if you unfold it, also you have 2 triangles that look the same. 40, 90, 90. This is 50. This is also 50. Am I correct? Okay. And then can we find, don't care about the question mark because you will never find the question mark. You can find other angles. Find other angles that are easier to find. So can you find the green angle? So you take 90, right angle, minus 40, this is 10. This is also 10. Why? Because you minus, you take 90 minus 40, also 10. And then finally, can you find the question mark already? Sum of angles in the isosceles triangle, minus 10, answer 160. Do you get 160 degrees? Okay, all right, Suren, question?
There's another way to solve
Okay, if there's another way to solve, yeah, there could be other ways to solve. Math.
Can we do like 180 angles on a straight line, 180 minus 50 equals
Oh, okay,
to 80.
okay. I know what Suren is saying. Okay, Suren, yeah, you can stop for a while. I know what you're saying. Okay, what Suren mean is this. All right, I think Jordan, I think some of you also thinking about that. Can you find this angle, which is 80? Can you find this angle, which is also 80? And then can you find this angle here? You take 180 minus 80 minus 80, you will get how many? You will get 20. And then after that, how do you find the question mark? Angle at the point. 360 degrees minus 90 minus 90 minus 20, and you will still get the same answer. Is that what Suren is saying? Yeah, also can. Okay, Jordan, you have a question, Jordan? Okay, all right, any questions? Because we come to the end of the paper already, and it's about 9:10. We are over, okay, we are over time. Okay, so do you add your marks? Add your marks and see how many marks you get. And anybody get more than 40? Anybody get more than 40 marks? Okay, Alistair get more than 40. Wenrei got more than 40. Okay, who else? Okay, now, okay, before we go, all right, we're going to end the lesson now already. Now, listen carefully, just a quick reminder. Next week, no lesson. Okay, next week is Chinese New Year Eve, so we don't have lesson. Okay, and then after that, we will do primary 6, paper 1. So that will be hard already, Primary 6 paper 1 is hard already. Okay, then you better put effort in doing the paper 1 already because it's going to be harder. Okay, any questions for today? No questions? Then I will, yeah, no question. Any question you can stay behind. Then I will answer you.
On what you said about primary 6,
yeah.
Paper, it's actually not that much more difficult, just a bit more new topics.
No. Primary 6 is harder. Will be harder.
Don't feel harder.
Yeah, will be harder than paper 1. Then the P5 paper 1. You will see. Okay, you will see. Okay,
no, I've already done many. It's not that difficult.
Okay, then that's good. Okay, no questions. If you have questions, you can stay behind and then I will answer you. Otherwise, I'll see you 2 weeks later. All right, so goodbye, everybody. All right, see you 2 weeks later. All right, goodbye. Goodbye, everybody. Okay, Jordan got a question, Jordan? And Jared, see you. Bye-bye, Jared. And okay, Jared is still there. Caleb is still there. Okay, I'll see you. Okay, goodbye. Mr. is going to end the lesson.
Oh, wait, I got
video.
a question.
Okay, Caleb got a question. What's the question?
Question 24.
Question 24. Question 24. Okay, Caleb, how many marks do you get, Caleb?
I didn't tally it up yet.
Okay, but do you have a lot of mistakes?
Yeah, a little bit more than usual.
Then you need to revise that because these are important. Okay, question 24 was what was your question?
For B part, right? I actually put a wrong method, but I still got it correct. So is it counted?
What is
as
your
a 1
method?
mark?
What is your method?
Like,
what do you mean?
No, like I put something wrong. Like I put 2,000 meter as 20 kilometer.
Oh, that is wrong.
Then for
Okay.
B, I think it's true also though.
Okay, because this is a true and false, it's a tick, right? So even if you have wrong steps and it's a paper 1 question, you will still get the full marks. Okay, you still get, so you're lucky lah. But paper 2, not like that already. Paper 2, we look at your steps already.
Oh, it's fluke, right?
Yours is a fluke. Okay, yours is a fluke. Okay, but you still get the full marks because it's a true and it's a tick. Tick means the marks is either yes or no, right or wrong. Okay. All right. So no question, Jared. Any question for Jared? Okay, no question. Then I'll see you 2 weeks later. All right. So goodbye, everybody. Bye-bye. Okay, goodbye, Jared. You're still there. You're the last one.
Bye-bye.
Okay, goodbye.